Well, not the best start to the season. So I had that little fawn come out real early. Then sitting there a while, saw a fox, got some video of that, which was cool. And then unfortunately, downwind of me, I heard a deer snort blowing at me. And the wind tonight was iffy. It was on the edge of whether I should have really even been in that stand. If the deer came from where they normally did, it would have been fine. But circled around through the other side where, don't know what it was, doe, buck, no idea. Just heard a deer blowing at me, ran off. And then close to last light, those pigs started coming in. Looked like probably 7 or 8 of them. And then they stopped kind of right at the edge of my wind. So they may have barely smelled me, and they hung up there trying to probably get another whiff of me. And then that deer blew again, they all ran off. So it was not a great start to the hunt. And actually, as I was walking out, I saw some other pigs. I don't know if they saw me or not, but kind of coming around the other side. So got to see stuff at least. Not any shootable deer. But now the feeder went off. There's a whole bunch of corn sitting there, so hopefully stuff will kind of reset, calm down, and I can be back at it in the morning. All right, good morning, y'all. So next morning, obviously, I thought it'd be a little cooler this morning. That's where I wore all this, but actually it only got down to like 59, so I'm gonna be pretty comfortable. But the wind changed as well, so very calm out. It was pretty windy yesterday, very calm out. And it went from, it was kind of like a southwest yesterday, which is why my scent was kind of blowing into the edge of that field. It's moved around southeast, which I think is a lot better with those trees behind me. Also, I checked my camera. I've got that Spy Point app on my phone. I don't get any signal here, but I went up to the top of the hill where I do get signal. I had some pigs coming in throughout the night, but no deer. So hopefully that means the deer will be there right at first light. So grab my bow, get to the stand, and let's do it. Well, that was an interesting sit for sure. So this morning in the dark, I had that doe fawn group come in. There was at least one mature doe in there, 2 fawns, and then the last one was either a yearling doe that was just a real small doe, or maybe a button buck. Couldn't really tell. But there was a while there where it was so dark I could just see shapes moving around and glass them. But there was a little while where it was legal light, but I didn't have enough light for the camera. So I was just waiting and waiting, hoping they'd stick around. But they moved out. Then those bucks came back in. And actually that mature doe came in for a little while. And at one point I did draw, but she was moving around. Maybe she heard me draw, I'm not sure, but she was moving anyway and just kept going. I didn't spook her, but she just didn't really want to hang around those bucks. And then those bucks, there was that 8-point and then that tall forky. That 8-point definitely needs to go another year because I think he could be a stud in a year or two. That forky, I'm not sure. He may be 3.5, he may be 4.5. Not a great rack, but he's wide and he's tall. So I don't know. Either he's kind of peaked out and he's a cull that needs to be taken, or I don't know, he could be a late bloomer and he could be good next year. So I can take a cull buck and a trophy buck. I need to just talk to the other guys on the lease, see what they think. Because if he's a cull, then I'm sending an arrow next time I see him. But if he's my trophy buck, I'm going to wait because I think there's better bucks out here. All right, folks. Well, had a nice lunch, nice little nap. And now I'm back at it again. So originally I wasn't sure if I was going to stay for this evening sit or not. But just seeing the activity this morning, I think I'm going to stay. So thinking back on this morning, I could have shot one of those does and not got it on camera. But I really want to get it on camera. So that's kind of why I did it. But those bucks were really weighing on my mind. And I'm on a lease with a bunch of other guys. And so I don't know if any of you are on a lease, but the idea of what is a cull buck and what is not can often be a little bit controversial and a little bit divisive. And so because this buck was coming out, I don't know, pretty regularly and was staying around for a long time, I figured I'd probably have another opportunity at him. And so I passed him this morning thinking, maybe he's 3, maybe he's 4, maybe he'll get better, but maybe he's 3 and he's peaked out, or he's 4 and he's peaked out. Who knows? I know there are better deer on this place, so I did not want that to be my trophy buck. But if other people were cool with me taking him as a cull buck, then absolutely, I'm going to send it. So that was the issue. So I got back to camp and kind of talked through that with some other guys, and based on what they were seeing, we're like, yeah, there's a lot of other bucks. Go ahead and take him as a cull. So in a way, I was kind of kicking myself because I'm like, man, I had such an awesome opportunity and I didn't take it. But really, I don't regret it, because if I had shot him, I can't take that arrow back. And so it was a good reminder, just be on the same page with other people hunting in that same area in terms of what you're going to take and what you're not going to take. So going back out tonight, if I see him again and he's lined up for a shot, I'm going to send it and I'm going to put my tag on that buck. But if not, if I'm just doe hunting, or if an awesome buck shows up, but I think odds are I'll probably, if I see any buck, it'll probably be that same one, or maybe that little 8-point I saw this morning. So that's kind of where we're at. It'd be nice if I just got a doe. Maybe I'll get a pig. Who knows? Maybe I won't get anything. That's hunting, right? So getting suited up, one last sip of tea, and we're going to hit it. Well, I told you if that buck showed up again, I was going to send one. So that's what I did. Had a little spike come out, then a little button buck. And I figured this was kind of the bachelor group, because that spike, if you remember, was with those bucks this morning. So I figured they were all hanging out together and they were just coming out first and the bigger bucks were hanging back. And that's exactly what it was. That 8-point came out. And then that tall, I keep calling him the tall forky buck. He actually does have little G3s, so he's not a forky, but real tall G2s and not much else. But he came out, and then you'll see the clip. So I held low on him, and he was quartering 2. So I held real close to the shoulder, but I held low because the deer tend to be really jumpy out here. But he didn't really react, so it went in right there. The hit was kind of low, but he actually ran around, and what you can't see on the footage, because I had that long lens still, is he ran like right around me and behind me, and he bedded down 30 yards behind me. So I was kind of stuck in the stand for a while, and he didn't crash. He bedded down gently. So I don't know, and I saw his chest still moving, so the hit looked really good. Should be a lethal hit, but I just wanted to give him lots of time. So I'm about to go down there and find the arrow, which I had a nocturnal knock on there, so I still see it glowing, so that'll be easy to find. I don't know if I'll really be able to tell much from the blood. I don't think I need to, because I already looked at the footage and saw him bed down. But just after dark, I heard some rustling around down there, so hopefully that was him giving his last few kicks and not getting up and moving somewhere else. So this part of hunting is always anxiety ridden, just because it felt great, but I want to see him in the back of the truck. All right, so here's the arrow. Now what I found is these aluminum arrows don't tend to get too goobered up, so you can't always tell too much, but man, that blood's super faint. It's definitely not like dark. And it smells like a deer. Doesn't smell poopy, but doesn't smell just like blood either. So I think probably I got, I don't know, vitals, but then went out maybe through the stomach or something. All right, it's 9 o'clock. Shot was at 7:12, so gave him hopefully more time than I needed. But I don't know, just seeing him bed down like that made me nervous, and this always makes me anxious. Also, this light, definitely gonna use this going forward. Way better than just a regular handheld flashlight. So that's my stand. I'm gonna go straight to where I saw him bed down. Oh, hell, he's right there. Oh, he didn't go anywhere. Oh, I was worried sick. Wow, I waited all that time for nothing. He was right there. So that's the exit, a little bit back, but the entrance was solid. Can I get my truck in here? I think I can. Yep, I can get it right around here. So got him hung up. I'm gonna skin him out, quarter him, and get him in that cooler over there. So this is the part that YouTube does not like me showing, so I'm not going to. Just gonna wrap it up here. So hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun opening weekend, some ups and downs, and overall, a great trip, and it's why I love bow hunting. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, stay safe, be free, and never stop seeking adventure.